Our hearts are in Boston again. We got the families of firefighters Michael Kennedy and Lieutenant Edward Walsh, who gave their lives protecting others from a massive blaze last week. And their sacrifice, like the sacrifice of those made last year, remind us of the selfless courage of everyday heroes who put their lives on the line to help others. The first responders, the brave citizens, the resolute victims of these tragedies, they're all Boston strong. And ultimately, that's what this team played for last season.
All right, folks, so welcome to Gimme 5. The president welcoming the world champion Red Sox, honoring them for their World Series victory last year. And up to that point, talking about the tragedy of the Boston bombing, the horrific nature of it, how the city came together. He was doing fine, but then he had to talk a little sports. Watch.
And every man behind me did his part to keep the team rolling. There was Xander Bogaerts, the upstart rookie who took over at third base and didn't let up. The tested veterans like my fellow Hawaiian, Shane Victorino, and Mike Napoli, who came in during the offseason and shook off the rust and the injuries to secure win after win.
Mike Napoli. You know, he invented the cannoli. Mike Napoli. Napoli. This man is a phony. He is a phony. He knows nothing about sports, and his big sport is baseball, and he knows nothing about that. Here's more.
Lackey and Lester, the heart of a rotation that upped their game and started begging their manager, John Farrell, to stay in for 6 and 7 and 8 innings. And of course, the legend, the only man to play for all 3 championship teams, the biggest bat in the dugout, Big Papi. Big Papi. That's what I'm talking. Love this guy.
Love this guy. Big Papi. Big Papi. That's one name he could say. At least he didn't call him Big Papi. Big Papi. Yeah. Good. Big Papi. Now, this guy is such a phony, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you to, of course, big White Sox fan. Here he is with Bob Costas misidentifying Comiskey Park, where the White Sox used to play forever. Listen to this.
I do think that there's a different quality to what used to be Comiskey Field versus Wrigley. You've got to really love baseball, when you used to go to that old field.
The old Comiskey Park.
Right, and if you're in the nosebleed seats and it looked like you were about to fall into the park, you'd get vertigo.
Yeah, Bob Costas tried to rescue him. The old Comiskey Park. No, it's Comiskey Field with an N, according to the great White Sox fan Barack Obama. And George Will, who we had on this show the other day, the great George Will, he alluded to the fact that Barack Obama could not name one White Sox player when asked about it by the Washington Nationals announcers. Listen.
When Mr. Obama came out to throw out the first pitch at Nationals Park in 2009.
He wore the White Sox stuff.
He wore the White Sox stuff, and the local broadcasters, who weren't trying to be mean, they're just sports guys trying to be good hosts, asked him some of his favorite White Sox players, living or dead.
He couldn't name one?
Not one. So, it's hard to go through life entirely synthetic without tripping up.
And here's what he's talking about. First of all, watch Obama throw out the first pitch at the Nationals game several years ago, and listen to the interview. Here we go.
I want them, the Nats to do well. I love them. It's great for the city, but I'm a South Side kid, and I've got to make sure that Jerry Reinsdorf doesn't get too angry with me.
And having played with the White Sox for a short time, I know how the Cubs fans and the White Sox fans go back and forth. Who's one of your favorite White Sox players growing up?
I thought that, the truth is that a lot of the Cubs I like too, but I did not become a Sox fan until I moved to Chicago, because I was growing up in Hawaii, and so I ended up actually being an Oakland A's fan.
All right, what he said was he was actually an Oakland A's fan. He couldn't name one White Sox player, said he liked the Cubs too, and said he was an A's fan. Phony.
The Steve Malzberg Show.